my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain.
Hello, what's going on, people? What's going on? Allow me to reintroduce myself, coming in loud on the ones. Let me see over the D technician first. What's going on, Mark? What's going on? Glad to be back at it again with another live stream. Found a little piece of gear that's coming out, something from Tascam, a new podcast mixer type of device. It's ready for pre-order. Was watching a video and it looks interesting. Kind of want to watch the video to talk about it a little bit. We didn't let the countdown finish. No, we don't gotta let the countdown finish. You know, the countdown there is just to tell me when to get it started, not to let you know when the show is gonna get started. You know, I get started when I get started, so it's not there. I'm not gonna have people wait a whole 5 or 6, 7 minutes to get the thing started. We don't do that over here. But anyway, while we're still going on, we still got the intro to go. So let's go. No, Mark. The damn sound effects, man. Which year? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is C over D Technician. Glad to be back again with another live stream. Salute to the people watching me in the chat. Salute to the people watching me on the replay. Salute to the people watching me in the clouds. So, hold up. Rollo the elevator prophet, me ladies. Y'all don't bring that shit over here. Okay? FBI, open up! Don't bring that over here. The fuck? What's going on, Ace, man? What's up? Follow the elevator prophet. Yo, don't bring that shit over here. We got Tech for Your Needs in the building. What's going on? T4. Bring that over here, man. Don't bring that shit over here. That's all I'm going to say. I don't got no time for that over here. Nah, man, y'all a trip, man. But anyway, like I was saying before, I came across a video, a new product called the Tascam Mixcast for podcast and mixer, whatever, right? So like I always say, like the best mixer for me has always been a Go XLR because it does everything I want a mixer to do for me without giving me any extra stuff that I don't need and lets me handle everything else on the software end. Now I'm looking at this thing. It's for pre-order. It looks interesting to say the least. I'm curious about how it works and, you know, if it's worth it, because the last new mixer that came out was the AverMedia mixer, and I don't even think that's even worth buying to test out just due to how bad the software is. So without further ado, let me get to we gotta get my track going. There we go. Let me get my track going. Shout out to people watching me in the chat room. I greatly appreciate it. If you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, definitely like, new to the channel, subscribe, and definitely share this out to your platforms. There we go. All right. Oh, we got 8-win. This 8-win. What's going on, 8-win? What happened? Looks like we're still live. Nothing happened. We're still live. All right. I'll kill the music, and we're just gonna put this.
Full solution for all your podcasting needs. This is a really good machine for both beginners and seasoned audio pros, and I want to start by showing you just how easy it is to use, even for people new to podcasting and audio gear in general. From the moment you power on the Mixcast 4, the 5-inch touchscreen greets you with a colorful menu and a series of prompts that guide you through a 5-step process of setting up your podcast. You don't even need a manual. In fact, my unit didn't even come with a physical manual, so having this built-in guidance is a plus. Let's go through these.
Hold on, what happened to the stream? If something happened to the stream, I didn't see it. Everything looks good on my end. If something happened, it might have been on YouTube side.
Processes together so you can see what I mean by ease of use. The first step is preparation, and on the screen you see icons for a microphone, headphones, and an SD card, informing you that these are the basic.
So the built-in software on this looks really good to start off. I have to say that the built-in software looks really good. We'll have to see the rest though. There we go.
Tools you will need as you prepare to start a podcast. Of course, depending on your particular podcast goals, your setup is going to be unique to you. So something that you should look for in an all-in-one podcast machine is flexible I/O for recording local and remote guests simultaneously, as well as the ability to monitor all that audio effectively.
Pause for a second.
And right
okay.
That, I appreciate Tascam's inclusion of 4 XLR TRS combo mic inputs.
So again, here's the problem I have with these devices. If you're not using the problem I have with these devices, if you don't plan on using all of these TRS XLR ports, then you're essentially wasting your money because you're paying for a feature that you're not going to use. Again, if you're solo streaming and you're podcasting, you don't have a whole bunch of people. If you don't have a whole bunch of people streaming with you, or you don't invite people over to your studio or to wherever it is that you do content to do content with you, all 4 of those ports are useless. You're not using them. So that's the problem I have with devices like this. Let's continue.
Which you don't even find on some other more expensive all-in-one podcast machines. Having the ability to choose between XLR and TRS means that you can use a variety of mic options, from less expensive models that terminate to 1/4-inch TRS jacks to those that use a professional XLR connection, like this SM7B from Shure. And while these first 4 inputs can also handle line-level signals, there are additional line inputs right next to them. Choose either the 2 1/4-inch jacks for plugging in an instrument when you're featuring a musical guest, like a keyboardist or guitarist, or the TRRS jack that allows you to easily mix and record phone conversations or other audio from smartphones, tablets, or additional devices that have a 3.5mm output. Clearly, there are solid input options.
The thing is, like, with backup ports, right? Like, if one port fails, video audio stupid low. Okay. The thing is, like, if one port fails, then usually all the other ports fail with it, because that's a connection to the chip. But that is a good point. Backup ports are always helpful.
Here, so you should have no issues connecting all your gear during the preparation phase. As I already mentioned, the Mixcast 4 has the ability to incorporate 3 remote phone calls via USB, TRRS, and Bluetooth.
Now that's good right there. The ability to add multiple phone calls for people who do have call-in shows is very helpful. I think the Droid Podcaster can only do one, if I'm not, the Droid Podcaster Pro can only do one, if I'm not mistaken.
And here's how I tested the setup during the preparation phase. I connected my iPhone XS via TRRS, paired an iPad via Bluetooth for a WhatsApp audio call, then connected a laptop via USB to the Mixcast 4 in order to accept a FaceTime audio call.
Okay.
Once everyone was connected, we were all able to talk and hear each other, and I was able to easily adjust the faders to ensure a nice balance for recording. The phone call quality was really clear, which is in part due to the Mix Minus technology that Tascam built into the Mixcast 4. Mix Minus is an important function that lets callers monitor the overall mix without hearing an echo of themselves, and it's automatically engaged for calls via Bluetooth and TRRS. However, it must be manually enabled for USB calls by going into the menu and choosing.
See, the thing I'm liking about this
if
thing...
you're a podcaster looking for an all-in-one solution to take your productions from start to finish, everyone was connected, we were all... It's automatically engaged for...
The thing I'm liking right here about this thing is, like, the onboard software that helps you control and tells what the mixer to do. That's actually really good, because a lot of these mixers, like, when it comes to using the software to communicate with the hardware, sometimes it malfunctions, like in case with my Go XLR with its software that misconfigures a lot, right? So this is something good. It's something that a lot of these mixers, when they're coming out and with the when they're built for like all-in-one podcasting studio setups, like that built-in software that allows you to control it at the ground level is actually very helpful, and it removes a lot of like the delay issues and glitches that you would have when it comes to using separate software combined with the hardware. I like that. That's good.
Calls via Bluetooth and TRRS. However, it must be manually enabled for USB calls by going into the menu and choosing hardware settings, audio settings, USB Mix Minus on. Step 2 deals with adjusting levels, and this is where you would use the faders on the top of the Mixcast 4 to adjust the levels going to the internal 14-channel SD recorder from any of the gear you have connected to the inputs. You'll notice that just as the touchscreen provides simple, easy-to-read icons and instructions, the faders have illuminated numbers and icons below them that are clear and incredibly easy to understand. Faders 1 through 4 correspond to the combo XLR inputs 1 through 4, and the remaining 4 faders control levels for USB, TRRS, Bluetooth, and sound pads respectively. Speaking of sound pads, the Mixcast 4 has 8 color-coded sound pads with a bank of factory preset sounds and 64 user slots. That's 8 banks of 8. So you can easily insert included sounds like applause, heartbeat, the classic sensor bleep, and others, or incorporate your own custom audio, music, and sound effects later via Tascam's.
So this is a big thing for me, right? So this is where a lot of these things kind of fall apart for me. Personally, it's because of how I use sounds and samples as part of my streams, right? So, as you know, I have a lot of samples and streams. So I have a lot of sounds that I use, and on top of that, I also use my
voice changer to different
effects. So, with that being said, like, that's something that I actually use. So when I look at a lot of these mixers and they completely omit these features, that's kind of a kind of a down. That's kind of a, they lose points with me, because that's something that those are features that I actively use as part of my content, as part of my live stream, my content creation. So that's something that's always, and they always lose points with me with that. But let's continue, because I still think it's a good product.
Podcast editor software. You can even drag and drop the sounds from your computer when it's connected to the Mixcast 4's USB port. Keep in mind that while you can certainly adjust the levels with the faders to your liking, there is a built-in auto mixing function that will automatically set mic priority to ensure that you have a good balance between sources. On the other side of the adjust levels page, you'll see icons for the monitor and headphone knobs, which correspond logically to the dedicated monitor outs for connecting to speakers, and 4 independent headphone outputs for you and your local guests. And it's nice to be able to dial in just the right level for each local participant in your podcast.
Okay, that's
Moving
good.
on to step 3, there are clearly marked icons for recording and stop, which are pretty self-explanatory. Simply hit record.
Now this is where it's coming in with the whole podcast, built-in podcast features, where this thing can record and edit and alter your podcast as you're doing the podcast live or pre-recorded, however you want to do it. So again, this is an excellent feature. I believe, again, the Rode Podcaster Pro has features like this built in as well.
When you're ready to begin recording your podcast, then push stop once you're all done. There is no dedicated physical play button, as many people tend to record their podcasts from start to finish without stopping, only to edit afterwards. But if you really needed to initiate playback to hear something you've already recorded, step 4 shows you just how simple this is. At the top left of the touchscreen is that universal 3-bar menu icon we're so familiar with from apps and other software, and pressing that will take us to a series of options, including the play icon, which lets you listen back to your previously recorded audio from the beginning. If you need to go to a specific spot along the timeline, simply hit the advanced button and drag the slider with your finger till you get to the location you desire. Very easy. Step 5 highlights Tascam's new standalone.
That's good, man. That's a good feature right there, man. That's a damn good feature right there for podcasting. I have to admit, that's a good feature.
Easy-to-use podcast software, which is available free to all Mixcast 4 owners, is both Mac and Windows compatible, and provides a lot more control over processing your audio once you're done recording. For anyone who doesn't want to deal with an additional DAW in post, the podcast editor is fairly feature-packed with editing tools like splitting waveforms, combining takes, muting regions, adding fades, and more. In addition, you have access to a nice selection of built-in plugins. Noticed additional buttons for talkback, mute.
This software is good, but I don't want to spend too much time on the actual software. I want to get to the hardware. Because some people won't even use that software, if we're being honest.
And solo. So let's quickly go over those. Channel 1 is reserved for you, the local host, and at the top of that channel is a non-latching talkback button, which temporarily cuts mic 1 from the stereo mix while keeping you audible to in-person guests using the local headphone outputs. This is a great way to chat behind the scenes or prep guests without interrupting the rest of the podcast. But keep in mind that as of this video, the talkback function does not work with remote guests, so they will not be able to hear you when the button is engaged.
I mean, in a pandemic, that's kind of pointless, but okay.
As your podcast grows and features more guests, you'll appreciate the per-channel solo and mute buttons, which not only give you control over who is heard and who isn't, but determine what gets recorded and what doesn't. For example, muting a channel will not only silence the audio to other listeners, but it will also prevent the audio from being recorded. Other cool features worth mentioning are as follows. There's a dedicated TRRS headphone output on the front of the Mixcast 4, which not only lets the host monitor audio via headphones, but enables two-way communication when using earphones with a built-in mic. Pretty cool. You can export multi-track files for further use with your DAW of choice. Long haul. I really enjoyed testing Tascam's new Mixcast 4. It definitely lives up to its billing as a one-stop podcasting workstation for beginners and seasoned pros that is user-friendly, versatile, and chock full of features to take your podcasts from conception to finalization. For more info on the Mixcast 4,
got David H in the building. What's going on, David? What's up with you, man? So this is the device right here, okay? So we're gonna look at a couple things, and then we're just gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about it. Now, again, like looking at the size, right? Nice size device, you know, hard plastic. Probably looks and feels extremely plasticky, but which one of these mixers don't feel like that, except for the Rode Podcaster Pro, which feels like it's made out of pure titanium. Again, like he said, all the dials and knobs are all clearly visible. Again, this is you have to go inside the software to access the 64 pads, which is good. However, for a person like me who has access to 4812 with the click of a button, and I can get that too in 1 second. Same exact price as the Rodecaster. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? This is the same exact price as the Rodecaster Pro. So when you look at a device like this, right, and then you compare it, let me see something. Where is the comparison feature? So you got the Zoom PodTrack P8. You got the Tascam here. Rode should be coming up any minute now. Either that or they don't have it. There we go, right there. So we're going to compare these items right now. So the Zoom PodTrack P8 comes in at $549. The Tascam and the Rodecaster Pro both come in at $599. Okay, so there's that. Looking at the P8, all three devices have a touch screen. The Tascam and the Rode both have 14 inputs, while the P8 only has 8. All devices have two outputs. Max sample rate is 44, not applicable, 48. Number of preamps, 6, 4, and 4. So the Z8, the P8 has more preamps. Input level adjustments via the touchscreen, 6, 4, and 8 with the faders on the Rodecaster Pro. Number of headphone mixes, 1, 5 for the P8, 1, 3 for the Tascam, 4 mix with mix minus on the Rodecaster Pro. Get the Rode. Don't listen to reasons why not to get it. Yeah, I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, the Tascam looks good, but what does it do that's different than what the Rode already does for the same exact price, right? Now this does have looks like it has a lot more analog components to it, analog inputs. This doesn't have phantom power. These two devices, the P8 and the Rodecaster, has phantom power. All are USB Type-C. There's no measurement of the frequency response, probably because it's brand new. Headphone output power, 32 ohms. 31 MWs, megawatts, milliwatts, whatever it is, into 300 ohms. Okay. I'm just looking at the Tascam and I'm saying I don't know. I don't see what it does that is better than what the P8 and the Rodecaster Pro both do already. And it's not bringing anything outside. It's not really bringing anything new and transformational to the table. It isn't a Rode, dog. Yeah, it's not. It really isn't. And with its price point, it could have been cheaper. But the fact that it doesn't do anything different, right? Now, I can't even find the AVerMedia one. So then there's the AVerMedia. So for me, as like for live streaming, that's a pass. For me, for like live streaming, like this device is a pass for me. Because of the simple fact that there are things that the Go XLR does for live streaming that is exceptionally well done for how I stream. And if I were to upgrade, maybe a parallel upgrade, it's not like a complete upgrade, maybe for a little bit better functionality, maybe, and I also get a Rodecaster Pro, I wouldn't get the Tascam because there's nothing that the Tascam is doing that is different than what the Rodecaster or my Go XLR, or if you have a P8, it's not doing anything different. It's not bringing anything new to the table to entice you to get the device. And and that's kind of a shame because it looks pretty cool. Now, if you're talking about from the perspective of like a podcaster, then yeah, it does. That's what it does. That's what it does that the Rodecaster doesn't. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let me change this up a little bit. AVerMedia Nexus. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. So there's no picture of the AVerMedia Nexus gaming mixer, all right? But oh shit, it's not even on the website. Okay, so that's a fail for that. I have to pull up the video. We got Don Gordito. Only the Rodecaster is a Rodecaster, aka a trusted in us. Well, no, I mean recommended, like tried and true recommended doesn't mean anything. It really depends on the company's history, right? Because Tascam and Zoom are all highly, touted, quality gear. So, it really depends on what type of features that you're looking to get. Save up, buy it nice, or don't buy it twice. Yeah, that's a definite fact. But when you're looking at that $599 price range, there aren't many like bad options. It just depends on what you're looking for. What do you recommend for your first? I recommend for your first it costs the exact same. I wouldn't get anything over the road at that price point. Yeah, that's a good point too. Again, if like it's gonna come down to features and whether or not you like the brand. So at that price point, it's up to you. You're not really giving up a whole lot, and you're not really losing a whole lot at that $599 price range for these mixers. But for starting out, if you want a good USB audio interface, you're gonna look at this Focusrite Scarlett Solo. For $119, this thing pretty much does everything you'll need for casual live streaming, podcasting type content. And the reason why I tell people like this is a good option is simply because it's $100. The preamps are good. It can run pretty much any mic that you put on it, and it's simple. It's very simple. It's not too complicated. It won't give you a headache trying to figure out how to use it, right? And that's just for $100. And another reason why, let me see what else we got. Then you get this PreSonus one, which is $99, which is also a good one too, right? The PreSonus, you gotta make sure when you're looking at these mixers, you gotta make sure that the preamps are good. Gain, 60 dB of gain, so that's good. That's pretty much going to give you mic input of 60 dB of gain. That's pretty much going to power most mics that you put it into. And again, like, I don't like telling people to get interfaces that have 2 XLR inputs if they're not going to use them. Randy Vasquez of Tylos of Podcasters uses that Focusrite. Yep, never heard of him, but Focusrite is definitely a good brand right here. So there's this PreSonus audio box, USB audio interface, around that $100, right? So if you're looking for a first audio interface, you know, to help you with your recording and your live streaming, anything around that $100 mark, you're good to go. You don't got to spend no more than like $100, $120. There's no need as your first interface to get something that's $200, $300, $400, $500. No, don't do that, right? Because you got to learn how the gear works. You got to learn how to use the software to make the gear sound better. So don't go out and spend $200, $300 on something when you don't know how to use it. You can even get smaller. You get this $50 one right here. This is the M Audio M-Track Solo Desktop. I've talked about this before on my channel. Again, when you look at these devices, you got to come down here and you got to look at these. You got to look at the dB. Okay. So this gives you 54 dB of gain. Okay. So again, so you're looking at that 54. I think the SM7B 100% requires 60. So your SM7B is going to sound a little quiet on this, but 54 is still good for most mics, especially when you talking about condensers, right? Tylos of Tech. I've seen his channel before. Okay. So Lewis, this guy right here is $50. Gotta look in the back, see what it plugs into. USB. You got a right and left channel for that main outs. Look at the back. Got the line in. Guitar line in. Phantom power on and off. Direct microphone, put the microphone in. Output USB or direct power. And you're good to go for $50. Right? You can even come down to around that $50 mark, but you got to make sure you're looking at the right product, because you don't want to get something that's not going to power your mic and it's just going to be too quiet. Now, you have these zooms, and the one thing I tell people not to, the zooms are good. But then here's the thing with the zooms, right? So when you're buying, let's take a look. This is for all the zooms, the P8, the P4s, all that stuff, right? So here's the thing with the zooms. You're paying for that portability, right? So if you're buying something for it to be portable and you're not being portable with it, then in my opinion, just my opinion, I believe that you could have gotten you could have spent around the same money and gotten a better product for your use case, which is more stationary, right? And I'll tell you why. So I talk to people, help them with their gear in their studio and stuff like that. And I've spoken to people who have purchased these portable devices, and they showed me, they showed me that they use them. They showed me that as part of their setup. And then, after that, I asked them, like, so, okay, do you go outside with it? Or are you doing podcasts are you meeting with people? Are you using the device outside of your house? And they said, no. Then I asked them, so if you don't plan on using a device that's portable and you're not going to use the portability of the device to your advantage, you shouldn't look at something that's portable if you're not going to be portable. You're better off looking at something that's more stationary. You could maybe save a couple of dollars. You might get more use case out of it because you have a whole lot of stuff going on the device that you're not going to use. So, for example, just my opinion. You can do what you want. Just my opinion, right? Let's see what we got here. The P8s, they usually pop up. They usually pop up over here when I'm looking at this stuff. That's the U44. Where is it? Okay, so now it's not popping up. All right, so let's just use you as an example right here. No. I think I could find it somewhere down here. Let's see, Greg's again. Zoom P8. Travis MCP. All those guys use a Rodecaster Pro and love it. Yeah, Rodecaster Pro is legit. Rodecaster Pro is very legit device. I can't even find it right now. There we go. Here we go. All right. Zoom H6. There we go. So, you know, you got people that'll get something like this right here, right? This Zoom H6, and then use it for live streaming and podcasting, which, you know, isn't entirely wrong. However, you know, looking at that price point right there, when people show me that they got this device, I kind of look at it and say, okay, I get it, but are you using all these ports? Are you using it as a recorder? Well, no. Well, you might want to reassess that, because you see, you know, these devices right here, they're very good if you're using them for what they're meant to be used for, especially when you're doing it in your, you know, going out and you're being portable. However, if you're just sitting in your room or your studio and you're recording shows and live streams, and you're not even using this as a backup audio device for, like, you know, camera records to back up the audio, you're kind of wasting your money on that, especially if you're trying to do live streaming stuff, right? But that's just a segue, right? I know Lewis, you know, Tech for Your Needs, he's not, I'm sure he's not really looking at that. Let's see what Mark says. I'm sure there's more. Most people in the Owen video streams have one too, I think. And the point I'm making is that they all only ever stream by themselves on their Rodecaster. They aren't using the other channels, at least not during lockdown. Yeah. So a lot of people, yeah, and that's the thing too, right? So you have these devices that aren't, you know, they have all of these XLR ports that you're not going to be using. And sometimes when you're looking at the price kind of goes up when there's more XLR ports. And again, if you're not planning on having people over near you to do your content, to do your streams, to do your podcasts, like the Brother Love Show. Shout out to the Brother Love Show. The Brother Love Show, you know, he pops into the stream every now and then. He's in the comment section. He has the Rodecaster Pro, and he has multiple mics because he actually has people visiting him, and, you know, where he does his shows, and he does his shows with their people, with the people that are there live streaming and podcasting. So for a person like that, yeah, Rodecaster Pro, P8, Tascam, what is it called? Tascam H4? Tascam Mixcast 4? Yeah, that makes sense. Completely makes sense. You're using it. You're using it to its full potential. 100%. But if you're starting out, you don't need to spend too much to get an audio interface. And then we're not even talking about mics right now, right? Because mics is a whole I've talked about mics a lot over here. And the thing with mics is, help me out, B&H. We can look here first. And Lewis actually has a good mic too. I think Tech for Your Needs, he has the Rode wireless mic setup. So you go to recording microphones. Go here. So when you're getting your starter audio interface, then you got to get your mic, and then, you know, we go into the condenser and dynamic thing. let's just say you assume to get a condenser microphone, you're gonna get this bad boy right here. Some people may not get it, but my favorite, and a microphone that's good for voice work and a microphone that hits way above its price point is this guy right here, this Audio-Technica 2020. It hits way above its price point of $99 for a condenser microphone. Then on the dynamic side, you got the SM58. This is a bad microphone right here for $99 as well. Hits way above. So if you're looking for a setup, to start out, again, like I always said, $100 max, usually $50 minimum. You get your audio interface, then you get your microphone, $100 max for starting out. There you go, right here. The Rode Wireless Go 2 and Rode Lavalier Go. That is my mic setup because an affordable USB-C mic have. Yeah. And that's amazing. That's a dope setup right there. Like, you're good to go with that alone, right? So you're good to go with that alone, and you don't need to add anything else to that. You can rock out with that, and you just improve the other hardware around it to make it look better. Now, something I want to talk about too, since we're talking about podcasts, since we got Lewis in here, man, we're gonna talk about this lighting again. But shout out to Lewis, man. You fixed your lighting, man. I like that. You had the red and stuff. So there's something I was talking about on Clubhouse today. I'm actually gonna go to this. Summer Jam screen real quick so I can show you what I'm trying to say. So, and we're gonna put this over here. Okay. We're gonna get this guy. I'm just gonna put this over here. There. Okay. So, like I always show people when it comes to this lighting stuff, right? So I love the RGB lights and stuff like that, right? So the thing is, yeah, Lewis, no doubt, man. You fixed your lighting, man. Shout out to you, yo. Rome wasn't built in a day, so don't ever think you have to do something all at once. Rome wasn't built in a day, man. That's a definite fact. So, I like RGB lights and stuff. So, RGB lights is good. They add, they set the mood, they make a different mood, they give you a different vibe. However, the thing is, when it comes to these lights, you have to make sure you have more powerful lights to balance all the colors and stuff, right? And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna turn this off too. Okay. So now this is like really dark, right? Again, I have a 1.4 f-stop lens on, and the ISO's at 500, so it's still gonna look decent, right? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna change. I'm gonna do a different color right now. I'm gonna show you how this RGB stuff works when you're dealing with the lighting. And I'm using my Go XLR. I'm using my. Is it gonna come up? Nah. I'm using my Nano Leaves, the app on my Nano Leaves, to change the lights. So I'm just gonna change something to. We're gonna do this blue, okay? So we're gonna change it to this blue right now. So it's blue. It's everything's colored and it's real dark, right? So what you have to remember when you're playing with RGB lights is you gotta make sure you actually have some good lighting to balance off all the colors and stuff like that. We got G Dizzle in the building. Shout out to G Dizzle. Shout out to G Dizzle. He just started getting into the little streaming game on StreamYard. He's a tech IT channel. So if you want to get on that IT game, well, not the G Dizzle channel, but the Tech G channel. And we got Brother Love in the building. Shout out to Brother Love. Yeah. Brother Love, I was just talking about you. Brother Love, I was just talking about you just now. About how you use your Rodecaster, you use your Rodecaster Pro. You're using it properly. You have people coming over to join you, be a part of the stream. So you're using the Rodecaster Pro the way it was meant to be used. So shout out to the Brother Love show. So, I changed it to we got the whole pink stuff going on right here. So it's very dark. First step is you got to make sure you have more lights to overpower the RGB and all the colors and stuff. So I'm going to turn this one light over here. All right. You see it's creating a lot of shadows, as you can see, like right here. It's right here. Right? Okay, I have the screen reversed. Okay, as you can see, it's eliminating darkness, but you see all the highlights, right? So that's why you always use 2 lights. Always use 2 lights, because then you can change the strength of the lights. Bring them all down to 0. Bring one up here, one up there. Okay, balance everything out, right? So now when you're on the scene, now that you have your scene properly lit, you have color, you have clear lights, everyone can see you. You got a little bit of shadow back here. As you can see, there's like a little bit of shadow back here. And then that's when you use your 3rd light. And this is a light that you don't always have to get, but this is a little streamer trick right here. You set this light up, and this light is RGB. So I can either do white, or I can just change it with the knob. And as I'm changing it, the color changes, right? So normally when you're doing colors, you want to, like, you know, darkness. Shout out to Ted. So we're gonna do blue. Okay, look at that. Okay, so now look, now the lighting is much better. Now what this light back here does, darkness is spreading. Hold on, which one?
Darkness is spreading across the land.
So what happens is, now when you have this light behind you, what this does is it does 2 things. It kills all the shadows behind you, and 2, it brings you up towards the front, makes it look like I'm closer to the camera, right? And it's highlighting all of this to make the camera focus on me better, because in 4K the camera doesn't focus too well. All around changes the overall lighting of the scene. So when you're trying to figure out, you know, the lighting and stuff like that, that's not a $200-400 solution. Combination of 1, 2, 3 lights, excluding the nano leaves, that's $60 right there, right? The little box light, that's $20. The 2 new egg lights, the 2 newer lights is $44, $39. Creates separation from you and the background. So it brings you up to the foreground, separates you from the background. You popping, we always popping over here. Create separation. So if you have bad lighting, right, and you don't want to, and again, I don't tell people to spend $200 on $400 on freaking Elgato key lights. Like, that's a waste of money, right? You don't have to spend $40, $60, $80 on lights. Just spend within your budget on things that make more sense. So I'm not counting anyone's wallet, but this is $20, right? So you can make $20 work much better for you, even if you don't want to spend the $40 and get the newer lights, right? So we're not even talking about no $80, $100, $200 lights right now. That's not even in the conversation. You feel me? All of this stuff right here, it's cheap, simple. So this creates separation. So because what happens is, you see the closer I get? Yeah, how close I get now? So as you can see, the closer I get, the closer the light gets to the back. So it removes that separation. But when you come up to the front, now it creates more separation, brings me up closer to the foreground, separates me from the background. Now it looks like I'm closer. And now we got the nice little outer glow edge here that a lot of streamers use when they're using multiple lights. And is there a link in the description? Yes, in the description box below, I actually have these lights. Yeah, if you see in the description box below, you see to highlight the cheap newer lights. I use those lights. These are the 2 lights that I'm using. They're $40. They're usually between $40 and $50. And they're USB powered. And they plug right into your computer. I have these in. Matter of fact, they're such low powered lights that I have the second light plugged into my second computer that stays off. OG Radio, what's going on? Hello, darkness. So these, matter of fact, these lights use so little power that you can plug these lights into an external battery pack, and the battery pack will power the lights because they're USB powered. So these lights offer a $40, $50 solution to whatever lighting issues you may have. And we're not even You know, I'm not even pulling up the GVM lights. I'm not even pulling up the RGB GVM lights, the RGB softboxes, the Godoxes. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, you know, cheap, effective, that makes sense, right? We're not even spending too much money because, again, everything doesn't mean $120, $200, $400, $300 and as a repair, as a fix, as an adjustment. Sometimes $20 can change a whole entire setup. Like this light right here is $20. You got $20, $25, $30, $40, but don't spend no more than $30 on this light. This light right here, as you can see, if I was to have it over here, right? Let me turn my fans up a little bit, right? This has a tripod mount, so you can screw it onto a tripod, okay? So if I had a mount here on my monitor, I can put it right here, okay? Or I can put it over here. But this light is best used, honestly, right here. Boom, right there on your chair. These newer lights, they have red, blue, and orange screens if you're into that. But the best thing is to use them as white lights. I'm just take my shades off to check the lighting. Okay. Because the funny thing is these shades, and I have eyes, see my eyes are here. These are green shades, so I have to make sure I take everything off. I'm liking the colors. The colors look good. All right, we good. So, you know, shout out to Tech for your needs, man. For fixing his lighting, man. Shout out to Tech for your needs, man. Just always remember, fixing your lighting to make your lighting better doesn't cost hundreds of dollars. You just need to look in your budget to get the lighting to adjust it to make sense, right? So, I spoke to someone. Shout out to the person I spoke to, and they said, "Oh, I need some lights," and they got 2 of these Elgato key lights, and I'm just like, you didn't need to get those, honestly. You really didn't. Shout out to the brother Love for the Cash App. I appreciate it. Shout out to brother Love. I greatly appreciate it. And that's just what I try to tell people, right? So lighting is so important next to audio and video. Now, video, again, it depends on you. Like I've said, like you all say, like people are creators, they're in the clubhouse rooms, you watch the creative content creators, you already know this thing right here, your phone can put in a lot of damage, can do a lot of damage. You don't even have to get a mirrorless camera like me. That ain't for everybody. You don't have to do it. Like once you get the mirrorless camera or the DSLR camera, that pretty much just takes your stream up to a new level. That's a fact. Or you get a GoPro. Get this guy right here. Get the little GoPro. I use this GoPro when I do my top-down little unboxing tech shows. Put that on the gimbal. Put that on the, what is it called? The gooseneck. But when it comes to video, man, like you can use your phone, but when it comes to using your phone, again, you got to make sure you got your lighting on point, because that's going to prevent the phone from struggling. Because if you're using your phone and you got the lighting all messed up, your phone going to struggle. I mean, it's like, boss, I was tired, boss. Helps me, please, boss. You got to help your phone out. That's what causes things, to get all, grainy. I'm going to show you right here. What we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're just going to drop the ISO. Okay. So as you can see, like I dropped my ISO to like 250. Now the camera look kind of, the camera kind of struggling a little bit. We took the ISO, we dropped it down to 250. Camera struggling a little bit. Colors a little off. Got to add a little bit more light now. Got to add more over here. You see? Now you got to add more light. I just got a GoPro Hero 8 for free for my, whoa. I'm going to keep this at 300 just for the rest of the stream, just to see how it looked. I haven't streamed at 300 and 320. I haven't streamed at 320 in a while. I'm curious to see how this looks at 320. I just got a GoPro Hero 8 for free from my job and was thinking about using that. Yeah, G, go ahead, man. G, go ahead, man. Let me show you right now. Here. You got two options with the GoPro, right? Now, I believe that the GoPro software to use the GoPro as a webcam starts from 8, if I'm not mistaken. So you have the software. Focus is struggling. Yeah, you see, right? The Focus is struggling at 320. So at 320, you know, I can put it back to 600, but I want to try it at 320 and see what happened. But I haven't dropped the ISO to 320 in a long time. G, the GoPro has software that allows you to use the GoPro as a webcam. Now, I'm not too sure if that started on the 9 or the 8. However, if it started on the 8, all you need is a micro HDMI to HDMI connector, because it goes straight into the computer. Yeah, to HDMI to micro HDMI, and you're good to go. However, if it does not work for you, what you can do is, I think, do I have this in my description box? Okay, let me show you. So G, check this out. So this is a $20 capture card right here. So that's the $22 capture card right there. That's my Amazon link for that. Yeah, it's struggling a little bit, I see. Let's do this too. So we're gonna come here. Okay. So this right here is a little $20 capture card. See? This card right here goes into USB Type-C, exports the HDMI, connect the HDMI from here to your GoPro. You got to get a micro SD cable though. You got to get a micro SD cable because it looks like it doesn't come with that. So you got to get that micro SD cable. So what's going to happen? Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to give you, for you, this is good. This is going to be good enough for you. This is going to be good enough for you. For what you're doing. Matter of fact, it's also going to be good enough for you when you're doing your tech IT shows, however you want to do that, however you want to record your tech shows. This is going to be good enough for you, right? So this is not too big brain. Plug it in, good to go. Best thing about this card right here is that unlike the overpriced, inefficient Elgato Camlink 4K, if something ever happens to this, you got another $20. You should just go get a new one. That's the best part about this. The reason why I didn't tell you about the Camlink 4K, one, is expensive. Two, I do not trust it as a product. I don't recommend it to people. Anyone that asks me about a cheap capture card, to use for their camera or the GoPro, I'm going to tell them to get this $22 card right here. Not going to tell you to get the Elgato 4K, Camlink 4K, because I don't trust it as a product. I had a horrible experience using that product, so I cannot recommend it to other people to get it. I'm sorry. I'm not sponsored by Elgato. Probably never will. It is what it is. I got to keep it honest. All right?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
But, you know, for the people that use the Camlink and have a great experience, God bless you. You know, may the odds ever be in your favor. However, for me, I didn't have a good experience. But guess what I did have a good experience with? I had a great experience with this. Matter of fact, on my live stream when my Camlink constantly fell, this card was my backup that saved my ass. So I will definitely put my name behind this card, and I will never put my name behind the Camlink 4K. I'm sorry, can't do it. All right. So G, if you want, you get great experience if you either use the GoPro, the Go Hero GoPro software. If it works for the 8, if it you got to download it from their website. If it doesn't work, a little laggy. Okay. If it doesn't work for their website, go ahead, get the $22 capture card with the micro HDMI. 1, 2, 3, you're good to go. You're done. All right, and you're good to go. No heavy lifting, no super technical. Okay, you don't ever got to call nobody about that. But if you want to, if you need any help, you can shoot me an email, G. But no big brain energy is required for that. And that's the one thing I try to tell, like, because with the Elgato, you got to download the software, connect the software, make sure the software is working. Software is not working. You got to try to find out why the software is not working. No, I'm not going to put I'm not going to put people through experiences like that. Like, I can do it because, I'm technical. I'll figure it out eventually, but I wouldn't put people through that. All right. So G said, that GoPro, matter of fact, I can post streams of me when I was using the GoPro as a webcam. Great webcam. Terrible for low light, because as you can see how I stream in low light conditions. So I need something that performs in low light. That's why I got the A6400. That's why I got the Sigma 16mm 1.4 f-stop lens for my low light performance. Absolutely. So, like, I could talk about the cameras and stuff like that. I don't know if it's me. I'm noticing like having a hard time, right? I'm noticing a little laggy and stuff like that. What I'm sipping, that's just my little hydration mix. Nothing serious. Nothing too serious. You always got to stay hydrated when you're streaming. Got to stay hydrated. Hydration is important. We got K's Business Podcast. What's going on, K? Shout out to K's Business Podcast. What's going on with you, man? How you doing, man? What's up? We doing a lesson right now. You missed that. I was talking about lighting and audio. K's audio is actually pretty good. K, matter of fact, since we got K in the building, I talked to K about this already. So K, he has a USB mic, if I believe. So K uses a USB microphone, which is damn good for most people, right? You don't need to do no more than that. With K, like people that use USB microphones, you got to make sure you have the software to take out all that room noise, because you turn the microphone up, you pick up all that noise. That's when you got to put in a noise gate, noise suppression, noise filters to deal with that. But K's audio is on point, especially if you use a headset. Ain't nothing wrong with using a headset too, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I have to go back and watch. Yeah, that was just like, how long we been on for? Where's my time at? We've been on for an hour. That's about 30 minutes back in the stream. It hasn't been, I've been on point for the most part. I haven't been rambling. This is a non-rambling show, so I've been on point for the most part. I don't do too much rambling though, but I was talking about earlier. I was talking about interfaces, audio interfaces. But you, I don't think you'll need that, K. You good with the USB mic? Just get the USB mic. Learn how to use the mic. You've been learning how to use it. Learn how to use the software to make it sound better. You don't need that. I don't think you'll need. You're not there yet. But when you get there, I got the information for you. You know that. But tech for your needs. Where do I get a noise gate? The most part for real. How do I get noise gate? How do you get noise gate? That's software. That's voice meter. That's VST plugins. Let me pull that up. I can open it. I gotta wait a whole minute. Okay. So we're gonna bring that back down here. So to get rid of noise gate, you need software, right? So in OBS, that's the noise suppression, noise gate filter. Voice meter, that's the gate suppression filter or feature, or that's VST plugin. So it depends on what you have available to you, but that's going to be a software thing. I don't believe most devices have a built-in hardware noise gating feature. So to understand what I'm talking about, right? So when you hear, like, if you're not talking and you hear shh or that sound, that's noise, right? So you need a noise gate to stop the noise. So it does this. It does, like, the noise coming at this point, and when it gets to this point, it shuts off here, right? So that's a gate, like noise gate, right? And then you have noise suppression. What the noise suppression does is it suppresses all noise at a certain decibel. So if you want the suppression to start here, all noise that gets up to here is cut off, right? So that eliminates all the white noise that you have to deal with. So you don't have to deal with the white noise anymore. Let me show you on voice meter. Wow, voice meter make you wait a whole minute and a half. That's crazy. Y'all tripping. Let me kill the music. I can show you here. I actually kind of want to show you on a voice meter. It would make more sense. You know what? Actually, it would make more sense if I showed you here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here, minimize that. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to filters. I'm gonna minimize that. I'm gonna bring that over here, and I'm gonna show you. Okay, so AM1G Dizzle, nah, you don't need that. Sell it to me for the Lola. Shout out to AM1. AM1's like, you don't need that. Give me that. Give me the crackhead price. What's going on, AM1? Give me the crackhead price on that. So for K, right? So I'm gonna show you what that noise gate is, right? So I don't use noise gate because I have noise suppression, right? So I turned my noise suppression off. I'm gonna shut up. See. Okay. See, my damn setup is so damn good. I gotta turn so much shit off just so you can hear the noise. Okay. So my mic is all the way up. You should hear a little bit of the noise. Just a little bit, right? All of my noise suppression is so good, like you don't really hear anything, right? But if it was super loud, the first thing you would do is just use something called a noise gate, right? And all it does is, where do you want the sound to cut off at? So I want the gate to close at 45, and I want it to open at 35. And you would have to figure that out based on how noisy your room is. So again, I have a big ass computer right here. Let me turn the fans up. See if I can get some noise I can show you in real time, just so that you can hear it, right? I want you to hear this. So I got my fans on max. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, I can't. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, like the noise, the room is treated, so I can't reproduce. You hear it? Okay, so you hear it. Okay. You hear that? All right, good. Okay, I'm looking at it here. It's on 50. That's not loud to me, but if you can hear it, that's fine. That's what that sounds like if you don't have any noise suppression and you're sitting in a noisy room. Okay? So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna show you what happens once I click the noise suppression. Gone. You see how that works? So that's noise suppression. That's a software feature. If you want to do it with noise gate, which is what most office softwares have, then you're not using something like OBS. You're gonna open up here. This is like a standard setting, so this is gonna knock out a lot of the noise. Yeah, at 45. So we're at 45 over here. Gone. Okay? So that's how that works. Now I'm going to show you this. Yep. Okay. So you okay. There we go. All right. So I'm going to show you this now. Let me make sure my I didn't. Okay. We're good. All right. So I'm going to show you right now with voice meter. Okay. So this is voice meter potato. I've used this for like 2 years. Excellent way to have better audio. Okay. So I'm going to show you right now. It's picking up my mic because I have it set up, but it's not on. I think it's not on. If I click this, it would be on. So as you can see here, this is the gate. Okay. So if you're using voice meter, you would do the same thing, but it has like just one arbitrary number. So you just bring this up. And as you can see, right? So what we're going to do is I don't want to distract you with all the music. So as you can see here, you see my audio still coming in. Test, 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 test. Okay, so that's it at 10. I'm going to show you it again at 0. Now, that's with a dynamic microphone, right? So the dynamic microphone is going to reject all this stuff around. That's why you really don't hear too much, because it's not a condenser. But it's still, you still hear it, right? So then now you come here, you look at the gate, you just bring the gate up. So usually 3 is fine. I used to use that too. Okay, so you still see it's still picking up. So just to show you how much you can add to kill that snap, you see it's gone, right? It's gone. So now it's not picking this up. You'd have to go directly here. So any sound that's at the decibels of my finger snap are now rejected and closed out with the noise gate. So that's how the noise gate works. So, again, like since you use a USB microphone, like using voice meter would help you. Using voice meter would help you with that ambient noise that you have, especially if share the stream and like the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Especially, I'm gonna take the muffler on. Especially if you're very heavy in the mic like this, and you're talking like that, and you're breathing heavy, like the noise gate deals with all of that. Especially if you get a muffler like this, a clown nose. As you can hear, I can hear the feedback, and I know I'm very close to clipping with this because that's why I got this. So now with this on, it changes the sound, reduces all the heavy breathing, so you're not heavily breathing into the microphone. I might get the voice meter is free. It's 100% free. Like it's so free. It's free and it's simple as fuck. Like literally all you have to do, I'm gonna show you right here. All you literally have to do when you turn on, and you don't even have to get potato. You can just get regular voice meter or voice meter banana. This potato is for like people like me that be doing the most, right? So if you don't do the most, you just can just use voice meter. I do the most, so I have all of this shit going on. And I know how, and I hooked all of these up. I've hooked up at least 3 before. So all you do is you go A1, you pick your mic, A2, you pick whatever output device you want, and you're done. You come over here to A1, highlight A1, add the gate, change the pitch a little bit, add some EQ to it, just with a simple swirl of, oh no, you can't see it. Use this to add the EQ. We got Wally. Wally, what's going on, man? Shout out to Wally. You drag this dial around right here, and you're good to go. You don't got to worry about nothing. You leave it here. And the best thing of like OBS, like voice meter, you set it there one time, and you don't have to keep changing. So if you're the kind of person, you're like, I don't want to keep changing it. I got too much going on. I'm not super technical like that. You set it one time, and you're good to go. You don't got to worry about that, right? So that's voice meter. That's voice meter in a nutshell. I advise most people that have USB mics to get on voice meter because it makes the audio work, it just sounds better. Even if and even if like you go on, like if you like to be on panels talking to people, Voicemeeter makes you sound better. So in most circumstances, I'm telling people to get Voicemeeter. These are just facts. I'm telling people to get Voicemeeter. So definitely, okay, it's simple, it's free. Perfecto.
You gotta be about it, so I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows, pedal to the meadow. Cool breeze blowing down the windows, calm trees blowing trees, get that boy some headroom. On the interstate in traffic, but I swerve.
So, you know, once you figure out that whole audio stuff, right? And you got your video situation, webcam, GoPro, DSLR, cell phone. This is a great webcam, whichever one you got, don't matter, you know. What's this, the ROG phone? Whatever you got, don't matter. I just got it. Yeah. You just got it? Yeah. Who's today's first guest? Guess what do you mean? We don't do guests all the time over here. Well, when I drop the link. So when I drop the link, that's when we get the guests. Okay, are you installing that right now? Let me know if you're installing it right now, because I could walk you through the installation right now. If not, I'll move on. But once you figure out all the lighting and, you know, the colorful lighting and the video and the audio, now you're set. Now you figure out how you want to do your content, how you want to stream, how you want to record. You're using StreamYard, Melon, OBS, OBS, Ecamm. You're recording your videos, talking head style. I have installed. I mean, I see you all the time. It'd be nice to get a change of scenery here on your channel, my guy. What? No. It don't work like that over here. I'm sorry. So wait, the capture card is for what? I'm late to class. So the capture card. So the capture card, this capture card right here, this is how you would connect a GoPro. I think you know what a GoPro is. A GoPro camera or a DSLR or SLR camera and use it as a webcam, right? So this is a $20 capture card that you can use. And what that means is that it inputs USB 3.0 into your computer, output HDMI from the camera, from the card into the camera through micro HDMI, okay? Because most of these cameras have micro HDMI, unless you spend $5,000 on a camera, then it has mini HDMI. But most of them have micro HDMI, okay? So with micro HDMI, that's how you turn your camera into a webcam. And you're using that $20 capture card. And I'm telling you about the $20 capture card because the other option is CamLink 4K. That's USB. And that shit is $110 and it doesn't work. My opinion, doesn't work. Now, 90% of the people watching me right now, that's you guys probably will never get into this, but the final solution, the final alternative for capture card is a PCIe based capture card put into your computer on a PCIe express lane of a PC. Now, what that does is that gives you zero latency and 100% better bandwidth, bus size, bus width, whatever the shit is called, right? I get a little confused. That's my IT. G probably like, there's a difference, see over. I know, G. I'm sorry. That's an IT thing right there. But it frees up the bandwidth that is taken up and occupied by the USB-C on the back of your computer. Okay, so laptop users, desktop users, your USB slots have a finite amount of bandwidth based on your motherboard, PCIe express lanes, whatever. The capture card that goes into a PCIe slot has a finite amount of bandwidth, but has its own lane because it's put in directly onto the motherboard and nothing else is using it, right? That's where the zero latency comes in for capture cards. That's where the not freezing, not lagging comes in for capture cards. One-to-one connection, zero latency, through 100% pass through 4K 60, 1440p, 60, 1080p, 240, right? All of those different frame rates based on this is what gamers use, but also with your cameras and stuff like that, is possible with PCIe capture cards. That is not possible with a USB capture card. That's why if you're serious about the streaming aspect of your content, you're going to get a PCIe capture card whenever possible. Voice meter get integrated immediately with your desktop. Bro, listen, max 5 minutes, max 2 minutes setup. Max 2 minutes setup. A1, A2, input 1, input 2, whichever one, and you're done, bro. I'm telling you, you're done. This shit is so simple. Like, it's not hard. Like, I can explain it to you so simple, but if someone's like completely computer literate, I can't help you with that. That's way beyond what I'm able to help you with, right? But if you're semi-computer literate, like, voice meter is so fucking simple to use. And once you set it, you turn it on before you do anything, and you're good to go. You're good to go. I want to hear my graduation. I like this joint right here. Light work. Light work. It was so easy. K got it, man. K, you got it, man. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, K. Look how easy that is, man. Look how easy that is. And K not a super techie guy. Look how easy that is. It was so easy. You done. You are done. And just like how I just showed you tonight on the stream, like how I just showed you, right? You go to the gate. Turn the gate on until you stop hearing the noise, and you good, man. Look, man, you better listen. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
I'm a big YouTuber.
A big YouTuber over here, man. Come on, man. I make it technically simple for you. Okay, we don't do big brain energy over here. I got a big brain, but I try not to do big brain energy because big brain energy alienate people. They're like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know what you mean PCIe. What you mean 1080p? What that mean? 60 FE. What you mean noise gate? I don't know what that mean. Noise suppression. What that mean? I don't know what that mean. Don't worry about it, man. I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I got you, man. I'm gonna make it simple for you. Shout out to the people that have been listening to me, watching me, getting on the OBS tip, man. I just look at the capture card through the link you drop off. So I pre-record a video, then the capture video card can be plugged into your computer to up. Rewind it now. Okay. So the capture card connects your camera to the computer to use the camera as a webcam. That's what the capture card does. That's what it means to capture. It captures the video to show it. Okay. Now there are capture cards that record, but that's not what we're talking about right now. This turns a camera into a webcam. Peripheral component interconnect experts. We got Nick Taylor in the building. Nick Taylor get an extra. Nick Taylor gets an extra U. We got Nick Taylor on the wall, man. We got the vets in the building. Shout out to the vets in the chat room. We got my boy PG Perspective Gaming in the building. What's going on, PG? How you doing, man? Shout out to PG. We got the vets in the Cali Connect in the building. What's going on, y'all? So yeah, Wally. This connects a camera via USB to your computer and allows the computer to use the camera via the output of HDMI to be connected into the camera to be used as a webcam. So this is simply turning a camera or a GoPro webcam or any type of digital camera, DSLR or mirrorless, into a webcam to be used for recording and live streaming. That's what a capture card does. Now, a capture card can be this, or it can be into the PCIe of a desktop. But if you have a laptop, you're using a USB Type-C or something, or an alternative. We're not going to get into that. That's a little complicated, and that's too gamery right now. This is very simple for most people, especially if you're not a gamer streamer. Someone like PG, right? PG's a gaming streamer, right? So PG has other alternatives because his focus is on frames per second, FPS, frame rate, based on his resolution that he's streaming in, which is usually 1080p if I'm not mistaken. So this one can change a camera to a webcam. Boom. Correct. This card changes a camera into a webcam, right? And this turns the webcam into, the max this does is 1080p, 30 frames per second in MJPEG format, which is not the best, but honestly, for most people that are watching me right now, this is good enough, right? Now, if you see that you don't like the color and you want something better, then there's more options for you. But I have, maybe 95 to 99% of people that are watching me right now, listening to this information, this 1080p 30 frames per second in MJPEG format is good enough for most people. I think this is good enough for most of you guys, right? Hopefully your camera has a clean HDMI output, but it's not a deal breaker. Yeah, so I know, like, and then this clean HDMI, right? Like, I don't want to get too into the weeds with it, like, because that's because then I gotta find out what type of camera you got, and then that's a whole separate situation. For the most part, just simply using this is gonna solve your problem, right? Then you can figure out the clean HDMI thing, how to get the clean HDMI the way you want it. Yes. However, for most people, simply getting this will solve most of your problems, right? Just this alone, right? Great explanation. I appreciate that. Samuel Ventimiglia. Samuel Ventimiglia. I'm sorry. My apologies, but salute you. Thank you for joining me. So clean HDMI is when the output is clean. What that means is that when you output the HDMI signal into the capture card, you don't see what I see on the screen, which is pretty much all the information, which means that's what it means by clean. So a lot of devices don't have that ability based on the year that they were made. So it depends on the camera that you have. The GoPros from, I believe, 7 and up have the output of clean HDMI. Need me? What? Needlia. Oh, okay, there we go. Needlia. Oh, okay. Samuel Vint Needlia. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, thank you. Okay, there we go. Took me a minute, you know. Took me a minute. All right, I got you. Thank you. All right. Shout out to you. So a lot of people's cameras, it just depends on what year you bought the camera, but safe to say most people buying a camera for live streaming will probably have already a camera that can output clean HDMI. And even if you don't, there's ways of working around that so that you can crop out all that extra information, so you don't want to show that on your streaming or when you're recording. So you got the camera situation figured out, right? We figured out the camera situation. We're done with that. Like I always say, there's levels to upgrades, and sometimes I love to snag a GoPro one day. G is silent in Italian, sir. All good. My bad. Yes, indeed. I love to snag a GoPro one day. Yeah, the GoPro. So when we're talking about like this video stuff, right? This video upgrade, right? You got the expensive webcams or you got your cell phone, right? So you can use your cell phone because this is a dedicated camera on this thing, right? So this is going to be better than most webcams to an extent, depending on your camera. So this guy's great. My ROG Phone 2 is great. As always, you already know my Note 20 Ultra is always back there somewhere, not being used. Only when I'm using it for like top-down shots. So your camera on your cell phone is going to be a great webcam. However, you want to get an expensive webcam, you can always get whatever expensive $200 webcam you want, $180, $200 webcam you want. However, once you get that expensive webcam, you're done. You shouldn't get a GoPro, right? If you get a $200 something webcam, you do not get a GoPro because the upgrade is not that great, depending on how you stream. It's a slight upgrade, but it's too much. It doesn't. I've done it. It's not that much of an upgrade, right? What you do is you save, you improve everything else around you, then you get a camera. Once you get a camera, you're done. That capture card work with camera? No. All right. So again, this is HDMI. Okay, so this is HDMI. Except if you have a Surface Duo like me, not a great camera. Yeah. So we're not talking about built-in webcams. We're talking about proprietary separate webcam. We got Ciovo. We got Sneed. We got the Telecom Goat in the building. Shout out to Sneed. We got Telecom Goat. So Wally, no. Again, it's HDMI. So HDMI and USB Type-C goes opposite ways, right? So you're not connecting this. How to use your webcam, how to use your phone as a webcam. You use separate softwares for Droid phones. You have Droid Cam for iPhones. You have Epoch Cam. Between the two of them, you have OBS Ninja. Exactly, Ciovo. Exactly to probably the HDMI thing, yeah. So this is only for digital cameras that have micro HDMI out and GoPro cameras from the 6 or 5 up, right? This is not for cell phones. Cell phones have a separate way to be used as webcams, right? And I don't want to get into that right now because since we're here, fuck it. I am the technician. Let's see if I can do it here. Droid Cam X. Okay. Let's see. Do I even have this on my computer? Droid Cam client. Okay. Let's see. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna set it up for you guys. Right. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how I use it with Droid Cam. Okay. This doesn't mean it works for you. Okay. That was easy. Now add the video source. Snap cam. Droid Cam source 3. There we go. Okay. Device default. All right. Okay. This is Droid Cam. This is me using my cell phone as a webcam now. This is with Droid Cam. Fuck it, I am the technician. Might as well go ahead and do it. You better turn up so you ever talk your shit, right? Okay, so this is me using my cell phone as a webcam. Droid Cam uses a IP client called Droid Cam. I'm going to, this is when we get into the realm of doing too much. So what I'm gonna do is this. Okay. So, and this is my computer right here. Let me turn the lights on in this. Turn the lights on in this bad boy right here. Here we go. PG said you better turn up and talk your shit, because I'm the technician. Fucking might as well, right? Might as well. Anyway. Okay. So this is Droid Cam right here. So Droid Cam for Android is a Windows client using IP. So what this does is this connects via IP over your over your Wi-Fi network. So if you have a lot of kids in your house and they use up your internet and stuff like that, then yeah, you're gonna have a hard time with this because there's gonna be a lot of congestion. For me, I don't have this issue. So with Droid Cam, you can control your camera on your phone. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can control the camera flash, turn the flash on, turn it off. You can turn the autofocus on and off. Then you can rotate. What this does is now, this gives you the option of recording vertically, okay? All right. So that allows you to do that. So once you have this set up, you can just put this on a on like a gooseneck, right? So we're gonna come over here. This is my monitor, right? This is the camera. This is the A6400. All right. If you can see right here. So as you can see right here, you see all the markings on the screen. That's what I mean by having a clean HDMI out. So if you don't have a clean, let me turn the mic up so you can hear me. So if you don't have a clean HDMI out, what you're going to see when you're doing the HDMI output here, right? That's the micro HDMI going into the capture card into my computer. So if you have a dirty HDMI out, what you're going to see when you use it is you're going to see all of this information on the screen, the ISO, the f-stop, the shutter speed, the audio, which doesn't matter because I turned it off, and the exposure, right? So I have focus spot on, so because the 4K doesn't work too good with the autofocus. So if you want to make sure, if you have a camera, to make sure it does clean HDMI out, right? Because if you don't, you're gonna get this on your screen, and you're gonna have to crop it to get rid of it. And this is my boy right here. This is the Go XLR. This is what I'm telling you about. This is what it looks like when I'm live. So this is all my sound pads here. Can't hear me if I'm cursing, whatever. But, you know, I don't mute myself. I'm cursing.
I'm a big YouTuber.
This is why I'm doing this. I'm a
big YouTuber.
All right. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. The light right here. Okay, that's the new egg light right there, right? That's the new egg light. Okay. $40 USB. So we're gonna put that right there. We're gonna put that right there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn that off now because we don't need that on all night. We're gonna kill that. And we're just going to bring me back in the big screen. Sheesh. Oh, I can do that. Hold on. I got the sheesh. Hold on. Hold on. Sheesh. No. I gotta fix it. Hold on. Work hard, travel well, appreciate it. Nice setup indeed. Yes, indeed. That's not even all the stuff I got here. I got a lot more going on. Cable management is suspect. And as you know, I got the 1080p 240 hertz monitor that's part of the setup right here. So, well, let me hold on. And again, this is why I love, right? Let me show you why. This is why I love my Go XLR. Stop the connection, right? Let me show you why I love my Go XLR. Let me show you why I love this thing right here, man. So, okay. So what we're gonna do is did I miss the info on the lights you use behind you? Yes, you did. You did miss that info. That was earlier in the stream. You did miss that information, but I'll go over it again. I don't got a problem with that, right? So let me stop that for a second. So the light. So what I was talking about earlier, right? Because we have a content creator in here who, you know, had issues with his lighting, but he's fixed his lighting. So what I was saying is that, you know, lighting isn't an expensive thing. People make it expensive, right? Lighting is simple. People make it difficult. Lighting is easy. People make it hard, right? People think that lighting means money. Lighting doesn't mean money. Lighting means efficient. Lighting means properly placed. So when we look at lighting, right, I just turned my Droid cam off too, but I have my two newer lights here that gives me this light, and I got my nano leaves right here that gives me all my colorful RGB lights, right? Because I like RGB, that helps set the mood, whatever, right? So if you're trying to, you know, get different types of lighting, what you have to understand is there we go. So what you have to do is you have to make sure you balance out the lighting, right? So I changed my lighting so I can give you a better example. So first off, we got the two white lights. So we need these on, left, right, to balance out all the darkness that's created by the colorful lights right here. So for most people, they're done with all of this. We got a lot of shadows in the background, right? These lights help illuminate the foreground, but they create shadows in the background, right? So what you need is additional light to get rid of these shadows here. So what most people do is they'll have one big floodlight that behind them to get rid of all the shadows. So I don't have that available to me. So what I have here is this light right here. So this is just an example. This is not for everybody. Like I said earlier before, I'm just showing you how people use lighting to their advantage to, get better visuals. So as you can see here, my two foreground lights illuminate me, but they create shadows behind me. You see all the shadows, crazy shadows. So all I'm gonna do is use this light right here. And there you go. Shadows are gone. And you're done. Shadows are gone. Oh, work hard, try. Oh yeah, I think you were we were talking in the clubhouse, if I'm not mistaken. We got Primpin in the building. Shout out to Primpin. Shout out to Primpin. It's going down now for real. Yeah, shout out to Primpin. Oh, Primpin, let me show you. I did the Droid cam. Let me show you what Droid cam looks like. I did Droid cam. Let me show you what Droid cam looks like. But for work hard, travel well, like I was just showing. So once you add that light, that gets rid of the shadow. So pretty much using light to illuminate yourself and get rid of the shadows is pretty much what most people aim to do, right? So I'm not even, and I got softbox lights. Like just waking up from my nap, y'all, must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah. So, and we're not even getting into the softbox. I got softbox lights. I got two softbox lights. I got softbox lights. I don't need them in here for what I'm doing. I don't need softbox lights. Okay. So I have my two lights and I have this light. This solves pretty much all my problems. But coming to Primpin, people, Primpin, Sucker, Razor Blades, Curtis Mayfield. Why are you gonna be up here for a while, Primp? So coming back to Primping, right? So she talks about trying to get her showing y'all my screen and shit. She talks about using her webcam, and she uses OBS Ninja, right? So I don't use OBS Ninja. I use Droid Cam. So where we at? Okay. We should be good. All right. Okay. So, Premi, this is Droid Cam right here. Okay? So this is Droid Cam. This is me using my cell phone as a webcam. Okay? This is what I was telling you about when it came to Droid Cam and Epoch Cam. Once you have this set up, you can do all of this. That's a line from the song He's a Fly Guy by Curtis Mayfield. Yeah, Fly Guy. No, not Superfly, Fly Guy. I'm not too sure about Fly. I've heard Fly Guy before. So this is Droid Cam. Okay, so Droid Cam, because Premi had asked, look at my cable management. My cable's crazy. Okay, so real setups. Okay, this is a real setup. All right, this is not a YouTube setup. Say, hey, look at my YouTube. No, this is a real setup. A real setup got cables everywhere. Look at all them damn cables back there. That's a real setup. Okay, real setups have cables. Okay, real setups have cables. All right. Boom. Okay. You see, this is the video capture source. This is the actual client itself, right? Droid Cam client. This is the client. This is the app. And this is the actual video source. So you got to add the video source. Once you add the video source, you select the Droid Cam client. For me, for Droid, the same will be for you for Epoch Cam. The same will be you for OBS Ninja. All right. I'm a little tired of this song. This is why I don't have beats. Because I get tired. Yeah, I get tired of the same song, right? And this is my computer. And Nick, That's the beast right there, Nick. That's him right there. That's the RTX 3090 Asus Strix, Nick. Nick know what I'm talking about. That's the Ava Media. That's the Ava Media Live Gamer 4K capture card in the computer right there. All right, that's my Asus motherboard. Okay. That's the Asus Hero. And these are my fans up here. 1, 2, 3. Knocked to 3,000 RPM fans. And yes, this bitch is still hot. Okay? But that's because this big mamma jammer is up in here making all kinds of heat and problem for your boy, all right? That's how that work, okay? And premium, this is what the Go XLR looks like. I know, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen. So this is what the Go XLR right here again.
This is how it's done.
Okay. That's how it's done. Damn it, man. Nick, yeah, Nick. Oh, shit. Yeah, Nick. Much respect to you for running those long rooms. I was exhausted from those a few hours. Yeah, shout out to Mark. Who's got a drink nearby? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, cables, man. Like real setups. Real setups got cables, man.
Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? We're starting all over. And let's get together now, so we can find a spark in the night.
I have to sleep when I can because I've been trying to keep up with C-Over, so I haven't been. My apologies, y'all. I know I'm kind of I know a lot of creators aren't used to someone who's a late night kind of person, like when doing content. My apologies. Majority of the day in the afternoon, I'm in my own little world until it gets late at night. So my apologies. I do my best to not be super late when it comes to doing the whole live streaming thing. I do my best. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying up with me along with these hours. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. I actually want to show you a setup. I want to show you what a real setup looks like. And it has cables. Let me show you let me see if I can find it.
Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? This is what we do. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the.
We night owls in this piece. Absolutely. Trying to kill with my 10K. 10Ks. Yeah, we all on the East Coast, man. Stop. Let me come over here. 11:25 in Texas. Workhorse says she's struggling. Stay with me. Stay with me now. But if you do nod off, we got music for you. West Coast. I'm talking about staying up trying to learn. I'm talking about I've staying up trying to learn what you taught me, and I am honored. I greatly appreciate that I can get that amount of time from someone from learning what I'm doing, from what I'm showing people. So I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to Primpin, always making your boy feel humbled with the information. Primpin, K, PG, Nick, everybody, Nick on the wall. Nick on the wall. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys. You guys get the Family Matters joint. Shout out to the chat room.
Shout out to the chat room. I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in to your boy, the technician. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Most definitely. Most definitely. This has me want to step up my live game. And let me tell you something, right? This is not necessary for most people, right? This is not necessary for most people. I changed this a lot. But this right here is not necessary for most people. What matters most is how you have all of this set up, how your camera is set up in your environment, how your lighting works, how your sound works. Like the video and the transitions, that's like secondary stuff. That's an aesthetic. At 800 subs, yeah, we've been at 800 subs for a minute now, man. Yeah, we've been at 800 subs for a minute, man. Oh yes, 800. We didn't do a party for it, but it's 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, yeah, 800 subs. Okay, stop. Let me. Don't get me into that. Last time I did that shit. Cut to the chase said I was rapping like an 80s rapper.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Last time I did that. Right? Last time I did that. But I want to show you, right? There's a video I found. We never celebrated though. What? You know. All right. So here, okay. So you're supposed to celebrate your victories. And I did. Right? But would I do Like,
Casually keep diving into concrete. So
would I do a separate like celebration stream for it? I don't know. I didn't feel the need to do that. I did a lot of. Where's your PDL lighting? You know what I'll do? You know what I'll probably do? I'll probably have my stream Saturday be my 800 celebration stream. Why not? I didn't want to do like a whole celebration stream. I'm like, why, celebration stream for 800 subs? Like, why would I do that? I did a Twitter post. People's like, hey, shout out to Silva. I thought that was enough for me, but I could do a Saturday stream. People pull up. We chill. Because you know how we do. We need to celebrate everything. Y'all right. You're right. Gotta celebrate everything. Right? So what I'll do is I'll do my 800 celebration stream tomorrow. Because a lot of time when I do my Saturday streams, when I do stream on Saturdays, the Saturday streams are beyond chill. Like, these are chill streams. The Saturday streams are way chill. That Saturday streams fuck around, go 7 hours, so depending on how I'm feeling. So yeah, definitely we'll do a 800 sub stream on Saturday. Message. Who's the Android stud in the building? We definitely close to that 1K. I can smell it. Let me show you this guy's setup right here, right? Whoop.
Like it's done. So I've never got to a point in time where I felt like it's appropriate to publish that video. And in the meantime, I realized that around every 6 months or so, I was this little portable handheld thing where I can point it around and show things at my desk, or show
so this is a
ZV-1, or actually walk around with it like I will be doing for filming this video. So next, let's talk about audio. From this desk, most of the time I'm using this microphone that's on top of the table. And you can kind of see how it's on top of the monitor there, stuck out on this little arm. This is the Movo VXR10, and I got it a long time ago, and it's a surprisingly good microphone considering how cheap it is. To hear myself, I have headphones that are wired in. These are connected into the A10 Mini Extreme that everything else is connected to. I'll explain more about that in a little bit. And that's just so I can hear myself, but it is delayed because
yes, indeed, 1,000 right around the corner. Celebrate the wins. Absolutely, all right. Celebrate those wins.
And it's just enough to be very distracting listening to myself at that delay. So I usually don't have them on when I'm filming. I also don't like the look of wearing headphones while filming. So I usually just have it on to double check the music is at the right level. And then as soon as I come on the air.
And the biggest personal preference I could ever see over here. See over here being modest and shit. The biggest personal preference out there, yo, is the headphone thing. Like, I like the headphone. I don't mind the mic being in the shot. That's just, I don't care. There's people that mind. So this is a setup for people who mind the mic being in the shot, who don't want to wear headphones. I like the headphones. Like, it's my thing. I like it. I fucks with it. But people don't like that. So his setup is like, but you got to see, let me just, cause I can't with the talking and shit, man. Let's just get into the gear. Like, cause you got to see these cables.
I'm not blown away by it by any means, but it's fine. And I like having a desktop here that makes no sound and is decently fast for what I'm doing with it. I do have the Apple wireless keyboard and mouse in front of me, and those are what where I had the whole rig on my bike and went and set up a conference. The Web Presenter HD's monitor output, which has the stats and stuff, that's on a
All
monitor
BS
that's
aside,
up here.
the Stream Deck is great. However, like Interactive DNA, DJ LaFave, all the other people that use it, all of this can be solved because he has 2 Stream Decks. So if you have a setup where you need to use the extra large Stream Deck and a small Stream Deck, you're better off simply getting into Touch Portal with an iPad or a Android tablet, because the Touch Portal will eliminate all of this Stream Deck shit you got on your desk right here, right? So that's the problem I have with the Stream Deck stuff. But look at this setup right here, y'all. This shit is crazy. This is a setup of setups, right? So check out his cabling, right? This is what I mean when a setup got cables, man. That's what I'm saying. A real setup got cables.
I've got this rack on above the A10 Mini Extreme, and I'll talk about this one in a second, but I've got these 2 monitors, this SmartView Duo. It's actually Blackmagic's pretty old dual screen 7-inch. They're not HD at all. I think it's 480 lines, which is not great. It gets the job done. I like that it's rack mounted, and I can, again, reassign what goes into those by going into my little routing menu and then change, for example, SmartView left into a multi-view if I wanted to show the ATEM's multi-view over there. This is controlling the SDI matrix. This is kind of,
and yes, this is, let me just preface this right here, right? Let me just put the color on, right? It is what it is, right? I want to show you guys the color, right? This is a lot, right? This is like for 1% of streamers broadcast. This is not even this is not even no streaming stuff. This is broadcasting now. We done left the building for broadcasting, streaming. We in broadcasting now. This is not even streaming stuff now. This is like professional 4K, 6K, 8K, like Interactive DNA says, broadcasting territory now. So once you start including more Blackmagic equipment and stuff like this, you done left streaming, basic streaming alone. So we left the building. So I'm just showing you. But yes, this is like overkill for what people are doing if they're not using it the way he's using it. But he's going to show you, and I'm going to show you how crazy this setup is.
Magic behind the whole.
The world is so crazy. I say we celebrate what we can as much as possible. Absolutely. You're right. Absolutely.
This is what's doing all of this fancy tricks of being able to reassign monitors to different inputs and outputs. I have been thoroughly other setup for doing workshops where I need a second screen, so I can also do things like control the lighting of the room by pressing these buttons. A couple of other things in front of me here.
Yeah, he got 2 Stream Decks. Like if you need to use 2 Stream Decks, you might as well just get Touch Portal. I can barely use LumaFusion. He got everything. I know, right?
Recently installed 2 iPods. One is for this countdown timer website, which is just big timer.
Hey, Rainin!
And it just is a full screen. And then this one I use sometimes if I'm playing music. I can run a playlist off of here and feed music into the stream. This is connected into a microphone too. So I can play music for breaks during Zoom calls and things like that.
This is
I also actually have a Apple TV behind.
So he has the iPod to play music into the stream. Yeah, I swear, bro, like Touch Portal would solve all that shit, man.
And that rack, which is connected to input 7 right now, but again, it's all assignable. I can move it around if I wanted to. And I use that sometimes for things like screen sharing from an iPad. So I also usually have this iPad in front of me and Mini, and that's where the Mac lives. So this is not great. I don't like that it's sort of hidden under here. I would love for it to be in the main rack over here, but I ran out of slots. So I need to find out some solution, and I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. So this is probably one of the things that's going to change in my setup. Got a giant pile of wine.
So for the people that have anxiety, this would probably give you anxiety, because it gave me a little anxiety, and I don't even have anxiety like that. The sheer amount of cables that is a part of this setup, and he has said that he moves this setup around constantly. Like I said, real setups have cables, okay? Not, that looks like a fire in the making. Yes. This is how crazy this shit is. All right. All of this is connected through SDI cables. This is how absurd this setup is, right? This is like professional broadcasting. And just at a glance, I think this setup could be simplified at some point. Some of this stuff could be simplified, right? Some of this shit can be simplified. But this is how he has it set up. This works for him, right?
Wires. This is the SDI matrix. Everything's running in and out of there. Because a lot of my devices are HDMI, I do have stacks of HDMI SDI converters. And these are the bidirectional ones, which I'm mostly using in single directional mode, but there are a couple in bidirectional mode. And I actually 3D printed these little racks for them. These models are downloadable. I'll link to them down below, but they're on my website and you can download them and print them. They're not great. They were one of my first attempts at 3D printing.
So the consensus in, hold on, let me see if I can do this. I actually, so I'm a post. So I posted something in the poll. I have a poll in the comment section in the chat room. If you guys want to vote, go ahead and vote. The poll is, oh man, where's the poll at? The poll is this a fire hazard or not? Let me know what the poll is, right? 75% of y'all say yes, this is a fire hazard. Y'all should see all the cabling I had to deal with my job when my job was maintaining, upgrading the email server when I worked at Text Connect before high speed. Oh my God, I can imagine, Nick. I'm trying a Clubhouse fast. I hear you. I hear you. Clubhouse fast. There's a lot of people that need to Clubhouse fast. I ain't gonna front. Well, I'm glad I could chat with y'all here. Ain't no problem, man. Pull up a seat. Moving the wrong screen around.
They're not super solid. They're not actually attached to anything, but it looks cool. They just kind of set in there, and it means you can stack them and not waste all the floor space. I have these little Anchor USB power supplies, which do a great job of powering all of those. And then down here, monitor, and then I've actually got the light bolted to that arm. And the last thing attached up here is the, I've got my 7-inch.
So here we go. Why complicate your workflow? Ease of use and simplicity to get a better outcome to produce more is based on efficiency, right? So here's what I'll say to that, right? I can't, the wires are stressing. Yeah, I mean, the wires is triggering a lot of people, right? Like the wires trigger me. Like I can't deal with them wires. I can't deal with wires and I can't deal with paperwork, right? That's just, I can't deal with paperwork. Rainy knows I can't deal with paperwork. Paperwork is, I can't deal with that. So here's the thing, right? I can't judge a person's setup too high of like, I can't judge a person's setup so much because if he knows how everything works, right? I can't really say that the cables are too much. That's my opinion on it, right? I can give my opinion and say there are certain things that he could replace that can reduce the cabling. But again, if it works for him, it works for him. I watch this channel. He probably does a lot of professional 4K broadcasting. So this is way beyond YouTuber streaming stuff, right? So this is way beyond what most people would consider like content creator streaming type stuff, right? This is way beyond it. This is like broadcasting level, especially when you're including so much of this pro Blackmagic design hardware into your setup. That supersedes any gamer type or streamer type of equipment like Elgato outside of the Stream Deck and maybe the low profile arms and some of the lights. So from my perspective, I think that it's some of the things a little overkill, and I think the cabling is a bit too much. But again, that's just my opinion because he seems to know how he likes it like that. It is what it is. Someone could look at my setup and say, hey, see over, you got too much going on. You got the Go XLR here. You got the speakers here. Then you got the computer here. You got the cables going back and forth, back and forth. So his wires are claiming sets and gangbang. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, the wires is crazy. The wires is crazy, man. I can't front. The wires, that shit is crazy. I couldn't deal with that. I'm sorry. The thought of me, like, I hate having to clean my entire desk and unplug my computers. That shit is annoying. I would hate to have to do that over here.
Blackmagic display there, clamped on, but then I've also got this arm for the microphone, which is, this is not a microphone arm. This is actually like meant to be vertical for a tabletop tripod, but it clamps on, it works, it does the job, and it is very strong. It's very solid. It's way overkill for the tiny microphone out there. Again, cable management, not happening. And the lights that I'm using, one is bolted to the table and the other one is bolted to this arm because otherwise it would not be tall enough to reach. Last bit of lighting for the desk is this.
Okay, remember what I was telling you guys, right? Remember what I was telling you. This is this right here. This is what this is. This is what this is. This is another application of this. Using a light, bouncing it off a wall to change the atmosphere and the lighting of the scene and the situation in the background, right? So he's going to show you this, and he's going to come back to the main scene and show you how it looks.
GVM50RS. They sent me that one a long time ago, last summer at some point.
And these lights are way better than those overpriced Elgato lights.
And this is the RGB light, which I use to illuminate my gray wall to turn it into colors. And that's the background you see.
Boom, right here. You see? So this puts this lights into the background to create a different color, and you can change this whenever you want.
To my YouTube videos. Okay, anything else? Oh, the stool I'm sitting on. I like a stool here because I don't want a back visible in the shot. So I just use an office stool and it's been working great.
Yeah, you bugging. I ain't sitting on no damn stool. You gonna fuck your back up like that. Well, some people say that the stool is better for your back because it teaches you better posture. So there's that. The mic is connected to the monitor. Is that normal? Mine is clipped to my desk. No, that the GVM light is like, the light by itself is like $100. I believe. I can pull it up after this. Does he have it in the comment section? Okay, we're gonna look at these lights after this.
But for this, I want it to be my multi-view. For the audio at this setup, I have a Zoom F6 recorder. It kind of hangs out.
Yeah, I know. He bugging on the stool shit. That's that I want to have a super clean look. I ain't sitting on no damn stool. I'm sorry. Ain't no way. You tripping. You're tripping. I ain't sitting on no damn stool.
On the corner of the table, I use this Samson C02. That is
Hey.
position
Interactive DNA.
This one goes with that Zoom interface.
So interactive DNA. Interactive DNA. Look at this setup, right? Tell me what you thought is. Tell me what your opinion is. We're gonna come back to the beginning. Interactive DNA is a broadcasting 4K broadcasting GOAT, right? So I want to get his opinion right here, right? So he has this setup right here. He has the rack mount here. So he got the rack mount here. He's using two Stream Decks with the Atom Atom Mini XLR, right? He has this set up here. All of this is connected through a SDI matrix in the back. He has more rack mounts here with an Apple TV using the broadcast switcher. So let's there we go.
Goes to that one. That's actually my second monitor. I can also say, instead of my main monitor in input 2, I could say that's actually gonna be my second screen instead. And that just changed into a totally different display. So again, you probably don't need that for most things, but since I reconfigure this between this setup for YouTube and my other setup for doing workshops where I need a second screen that's a lot larger so I can actually go and like drag a browser window over there, it's a lot more useful for me to be able to reassign these monitors using this matrix. Let's talk about this Stream Deck for a minute. So this is how I control most of my show. I've got my main show buttons here that do things like the pre-roll, the map, switching between different layouts, but I've also got my routing menu, and I've got my streaming and encoding menu to do on air. I can control the downstream key in the TV studio. I've got a whole bunch of things set up here. This is actually connected into a Raspberry Pi that lives behind there in that rack. The Raspberry Pi connects to this over USB, and that way these buttons are always available, even if my computer is asleep. Again, it's tied into my home automation system, so I can also do things like control the lighting of the room by pressing these buttons.
Listen,
a couple of other things.
And this is why I'm so glad Interactive DNA showed up, right? Because I'm looking at this, and I'm like, that's a whole lot of shit for nothing, right? And this is exactly what Interactive DNA said. That is a lot of crap. You just need OBS. OBS has 24 monitors. OBS has a feature in the settings right here. If I'm not mistaken, it's under General. It's either under General, Multi-View. There we go. Multi-View layout, and it could give you the option to have 24 viewable scenes in OBS, right? Silver has me down the OBS rabbit hole. Interactive Gaming has me stepping up the Blender game, right? And this is, and you know what, too, right? And this is exactly what Tech Vietnamese was saying, too. This is so super complex. So many things can go wrong. Like, so many things can go wrong with the Atom XLR right here. Can get misconfigured, which can cause this and the second Stream Deck to not work, to miscommunicate with the Raspberry Pi that he has here, and these rack mounts here, and the rack mounts on the right hand side
in
is
front of me here. I recently installed 2 iPods.
So, like, and no, I'm not a super professional broadcaster to where I have this kind of setup, but I know I know when something is overkill and when somebody has too much going on. Now, again, if it works for him, it works for him. But, my critique, Interactive DNA's critique is, like, again, less is more. Simple is better than complex. This setup looks extremely complex for no real reason, especially when majority of the stuff that he got going on with that Atom Mini can control majority of the other things he got going on, excluding the Stream Decks that he got. But that electric bill is crazy. And hopefully he probably is getting a return on investment. And if you have another computer, use NDI filter, and then you have 48 monitors. Yes.
One is for this countdown timer website, which is...
Yes, that is why I created the app, so a lot of things are done automatically. Less is more. This is a lot of crap. I mean, again, like, I get people like all the gear and the switchers and shit like that, but when I see all those damn switchers, I'm like, I don't know, man. That look like a lot to me, man. I don't see, like, what I would need all those buttons for. This is why I didn't get a Stream Deck. Like, I don't see what I need all those buttons on my desk for.
It's just bigtimer.net.
I worked in $10 million live switch at the TV station, and it was less complex than all that crap. Absolutely.
And it just is a full screen countdown timer, which is really...
And look, and Interactive, he got 2 iPods to control the music, and like, with all of that, why would you need iPods? I don't get it, man. That's a lot, bro. I mean, props to you, bro, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot going on, bro.
Really useful on Zoom calls or in presentations. And then this one I use sometimes if I'm playing music. I can run a playlist off of here and feed music into the stream. This is connected into a microphone too. So I can play music for breaks during Zoom calls and things like that. I also...
Yes, exactly. You just need what you need. Everything else is a want, not a need. And when you're building a studio setup, you have wants and needs. You need a camera, but you don't need a freaking 4K 60 $2,000 camera, right? You need something to control your stream, but you don't need a $700 switcher to control your stream. You don't need that.
I actually have a Apple TV that's sort of hidden under here. I would love for it to be in the main rack over here, but I ran out of slots. So I need to find out some solution, and I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. So this is probably one of the things that's going to change in my setup in the near future, which is why I want to capture it, because it is working fine. It is working right now, even though it's not ideal.
And to a person that doesn't know, like, at all whatsoever, this shit looks so dope and insane. This shit looks so dope and clean to them. So a person like me, I'm like, I mean, like, I've seen broadcasters with big ass $5,000 broadcast cameras, and their shit don't look like this. And they got switchers too.
Most of the time that stuff's hidden by the iPad, and I don't need to really see it.
How was my camera quality? I paid $150. Exactly. And his camera, interactive DNA camera quality is so good, man. It looks so good. It looks so good. Interactive DNA quality looks so good.
Anyway, because it's just sort of the last.
Yo,
there
look
are
at
a couple.
Yo, look at the cabling, man. Look at these cables, man. I bet his viewers are not asking what kind of equipment he's using for live stream, Kay. I don't think so. Well, you know, his channel, he got a lot of these other live streamer guys on there, and they talk about, you know, equipment and hardware and stuff like that. Like, they like, I mean, there's people that like all this complex stuff. Like, I don't like all of this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if it works for you, fine. But for me, I don't. I mean, I just think if I had to set up something like this, if I had to build a switcher studio like this, like, I would make it simpler. I just would just make it simpler.
In bidirectional mode. And I actually
I am doing it 10,000 times more complex than all the crap with Touch Portal. He will never do what I did in a. And that's true, right? That requirement for lives, I just wouldn't. Yeah, and that's true. People go for this stuff. Like, people like all the gear, and like, there's people that have like gas, and they like all the switchers and the HDMI converters and the SDI boxes and the Black Magic. Like, there's people that like all of this shit to have on their desk to make them feel like they really doing the most, right? For me, I don't need I don't see a need for all of that, right? This is why I don't tell people this kind of stuff, right? Matter of fact, case in point, my mentor had someone reach out to him to help him build a studio. This woman bought an A10 mini 4K Blackmagic camera, all these lights and stuff like that, and then asked him to teach her how to use all that stuff. Why would you get all that? Like, what? I don't understand. Again, if it works for him, fine. It's just me looking at it, just being reasonable. Like, I don't get it, right? But people like the gas. People like having the cords and the wires and the converter boxes and the monitors and the rack mounts and the switchers and the stream decks. Everyone got to have a stream deck. I'm just saying, man.
These little racks for them.
Like, bro, look at all these fucking like, this shit don't make no sense. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Let's come over here.
You're hearing right now. For the lighting, I've got one light over to the side of me.
No, that's the good light right there. That's a good light.
So again,
here's what I recommend for a good live professional. All right, peep this now. OBS, Touch Portal, voicemail, and look, and peep that, right? Wasn't I just taught Interactive DNA? I just got K Business Podcast. He's not in the chat anymore. I just got K Business Podcast on Voicemeter tonight. I just got him on Voicemeter tonight. He set it up 100%. He said in the stream, 100% easy. Good audio interface. Tech Vietnamese, I already told Tech Vietnamese about the good audio interfaces. Mic and a $200 camera, Panasonic G7. And we didn't even get into the cameras. I just told you to get a $20 capture card. I didn't even tell you the camera to get, right? I left the camera up to you. I didn't even tell you what camera to get. He's telling you to get a $200 G7. G7 is golden. Set the focus. Boom. You're done.
You can kind of see the position there. That light is the Godox SL1 out. G is the actual label for the cable itself, so the wires are labeled letters. And if I pop up this...
To rest your case, look your video quality. Yeah, like my video quality, I'm just using my camera going into my 4K capture card. Like I don't got that much else going on right now, man. Is that an app or software? Voice meter? Yes, that's not for Mac. The Mac equivalent is Blackbox, I think. Voice meter for Mac is called Blackbox, I believe. But yes, voice meter controls the audio, makes your audio sound better. You know, my video, like, hold on. This is my video right here. This is 4K. This is 4K 30 right here. Output to the 4K capture card. That's it. I mean, the lighting, I got the LUTs on it. I don't even think I have LUTs on my thing right now. I think I turned off all the LUTs. No color correction too. This is all in camera. Okay? That's the color correction on now. Color correction's been off the whole time. All right, look. That's color correction in that's color correction in OBS. Okay. Okay. So I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Well, we're gonna keep watching now. This is a snake box. So we got Scoop. Oh, Scoop in the building? What's going on, Scoop? Scoop. You can use your phone. Remember, video quality is based on how you control light. And again, shout out to Interactive DNA. I just showed you guys Droid Cam and how to get the light and how to use your webcam. Use your phone as a webcam. When you know what you know you on the right path with people, man. Shout out to Scoop. What's going on, Scoop, man? Voice meter uses Sony Professional Audio VAIO. Yes, it does. VAIO. Yes, it does. That is what we use for professional audio. The best, and it's free. Absolutely. Streaming in 10K. So look at this box. So you just call it a snake box. Look at this.
You can see the giant mess of stuff inside.
More cables. Like, bro, more cables. More cables, man. Bro. More cables.
Here are my cables labeled with little letters, but then it's actually a whole pile of SDI converters in there. I actually use the Decimator MDHX scaler to scale for the computer monitor. Anyway, pegboard. So these are just little slots for these things to slide into. They're all custom fit to exactly fit these particular chargers that I happen to have. And it's great. I like being able to 3D print stuff that really only I'm gonna use because these chargers are so random. But it's great. It means I can have all my batteries attached to the wall. Still need to work on this situation. This is a bit of a mess. I need
so what we're gonna do is
for these. I'm probably
but definitely
wall as well.
But definitely check his channel out.
I've been filming and teaching workshops from this studio space for the last year and a half or so, and it's gone through a lot of change.
So Tiny Cameras live streaming and technology, right? So Hyperdeck. There we go. All right. So let's take a look at one of his live streams, right? I'm going to skip the music because I don't know if that music is Epidemic Sounds. Oh, hold on. Let's go to the poll real quick. So the poll says, is this a fire hazard or nah? Out of 9 votes. 78% said yes. 22% says no. Let me just go into here.
Basically. And this is the web presenter that's streaming to YouTube. And then this is the one recording the output of this. So this is everything, including the chat messages.
So he has something. So he's using the Blackmagic HyperDeck to stream. And then the second one is recording the output of the stream.
You know, if I show a chat on the screen, you'll see it up there.
Yeah, looking at the reviews of the Sony camera in your description. What's going on with my... Oh man, my Twidget's not working now. Or it's just not popping up right. Wow, looking at the reviews of the Sony camera in your description, impressive quality for like once like the A6400 pretty much plateaus a lot of like your streaming quality. Like it really doesn't get that much better after the A6400. It really doesn't. Like once you get the A6400, you're there. Like any other camera just is like, you know, spring a little bit cocaine on it, right? Like
FBI, open up!
all this equipment is showing is a joke and waste of money. That's why I fucks with Interactive DNA. He keeps it real. See, that's what I try to do. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna show you, oh, look at all that stuff. It looks so cool. Listen, guys. Here's a tip. When using any cameras from 50 to 200K, always set your shutter speed double the frame rate. Never use ISO over 400. I'm at 320, right? So let me go ahead and set it to 400 like he, because I had mine set at 600, but I turned it down and up. But I had it set at 320 because remember I was testing it out at 320. All this equipment he's using is it's so much of a waste of money, man. Like, bro, this shit is a waste of money, man. I'm telling you, man. It's a waste of money, man. Like, again, like this a lot of YouTube is built upon gear acquisition syndrome, and people love the gas, man. If it's not the gas, it's just to look at the gear, man. But it's the gas. Has anyone tried the ZV-10 on lives? Would love to find a Sony that's good for video and photos and sell my old. I mean the A6400 though. Like the A6400, the A6600. If you're looking at it, if you're looking at a ZV-E10, I would say take a look. I wonder how much this equipment. This is like $100,000. This is like almost $100,000 worth of equipment. Maybe between 50 and 100, at least 50 or 100. Ain't no way this shit's 10K. Well, A10 Mini is almost $1,000. This is probably a 10K studio, I think. If I was to price this out in B&H, this would come around close or go past 10K. Just by all this equipment in B&H, because this all the shit you can get at B&H. Never film in 24 frames per second. Now, don't say that around these YouTubers, man. Don't say that around these creators. They love that 24p shit. Don't say that. Everybody shoots at 24p. Everybody shoots at 24p. They want to get that cinematic look. Everybody shoots at 24p. Never film in 24 frames per second. Today, there is 0 monitors display that will play 24 frames per second. Everything is converted to the hertz. 60, 100, 120, 144, 240, 360. Most monitors play from 60 hertz and above. 24 frames per second, the computer will duplicate the frames. the ZV-1 is great for live streaming. ZV-1 is great for live streaming. ZV-1 is excellent for live streaming. Yes, it is. Most definitely. Can I learn the 6400 in 2 weeks? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can learn it in 2 weeks. Absolutely. So wait, no 24 frames per second. No, I've never cared to shoot anything in 24p. Unless I was playing around with my cell phone. My 4K camera can shoot in 24p. I never shot in 24p though. I say to all those idiots, I educate them from the technical part, right?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
If you film in 24 frames per second, your computer/device will duplicate the missing frames to match the hertz. I think there's a feature in OBS that prevents that when you're encoding. Let me see if I can find it. In OBS, that comes to okay, I'm using a different setup, but there's a setting in OBS that deals with the missing frames as well.
Any other Hyperdeck questions? Let's see. We've got, oh yeah, it isn't awkward for iMix to switch frame rates formats for different video clips into the ATEM. Yes, but on an iPad, the iPad is outputting a consistent frame rate out, and it's converting the clips as they're being played back, which is very, very different.
I mean, let's see, what's this one? Did I put his channel in the chat room? So interactive DNA, what would
Behringer XR.
What would you like? What frame rate? What about editing? Should you export them at 24 frames per second? What frames per second would you advise people to shoot in? What would you suggest people shoot in? 30, 60? What would you suggest people shoot their videos in? What frames per second would you suggest?
And then very recently, Elgato released a Mark II version of their 50.
He says, it does not matter if you use or not, the display does not care. If the frame is 24, the computer will create the missing frames. Even the 4K has 120. Film at your country's hertz. USA is 60 hertz. Yeah, PAL is 50. Yeah, PAL shoots at 50. Europe uses the PAL standard. That's 50. Hey guys, peep what he's saying, man. Test it out. See it for yourself. Test it out. See it for yourself. Check out his channel. Check out Interactive DNA's channel. You can drop the link for your channel, Interactive DNA. Check his channel out. See if he's blowing smoke. See if he's blowing smoke. He's not. The man knows his stuff. He does. He knows his stuff. If you want to check his channel out and see if he's blowing smoke. I'm done with the guy's videos now. But definitely check his channel out though. He has some interesting content though. I'll give him that. Wait, so I shoot everything in 60. I shoot everything in 60. Because pretty much what he's saying is, like, at the end of the day, when people watch the content, like, you shooting at 24 and 30, it won't really matter. because the monitor or display will make up the extra missing frames anyway. Always film at the country's hertz, highest bit rate possible. Shutter speed always double the frame rates in 4K. So the shutter speed, like my shutter's at 125, ISO's at 400. I'm at 30 because the camera does it at 30. Use proxy to edit always. Let me pull up these lights. Never, and what do you mean by proxy? What do you mean by proxy? Never film in 24 frames per second. "30 frames per second is fine." Yeah. So here's the lights right here. So these are the GVM lights right here. And these lights are, how can I say this? They're $299, right? Okay. Let's see what he says. "Thanks. I need to check all my devices so there's consistency when filming between drone, phone, and camera." That's definitely, you got to make sure you're consistent. "If you film 24 frames per second, the computer has to multiply by 5 to create 120 and then divide by 2 to get 60 hertz. Big brain energy right there. Big brain. Interactive, you were creating a 3D TV play button. If you animate it, what would you export it as? What is the frames per second? What's the frame rate that you export that play button that you're rendering? But these right here, this is the GVM RGB video lighting kit. This is a pack of 2 lights that come with the stand, the sheets, the controllers, the tripod mounts, all of that RGB for $299.99. If you were trying to do this with Elgato, you would spend $400, and you wouldn't get the tripod stands. You would only get the desk mount stands. So I'm not saying not to get. I'm not telling you that you have to buy these lights. I'm telling you that if you're going to spend a lot of money on lights, make sure you get bang for your buck, because you take $60 off of these right here with this coupon. I know the Elgatos look nice because of the name brand, but when you look at, price to performance and value, I mean, GVM is hard to beat. And there's people in my chat that's been in my chat room that tells me they have these lights and they love them. Interactive says, "Proxy is a small video size from the original, so you can edit in low resolution in real time. You can edit 8K in a slow computer with proxy files." You know what? The Sony a6400 has that ability for proxy files too. My camera has that ability for proxy files too. And so these lights right here, and I put them in the chat room. You can check them out for yourself. A pack of 2. You can spend the extra money. You get the nice soft box. Even with the nice soft box, you'll be spending $369.98. you'll still be saving more money if you got 2 Elgato key lights. You export the 3D file as an animated QuickTime file and convert to web. Okay. All video editors should support proxy files. All right. Like if I wanted to get more lights, I would get these lights right here. Shout out to Nick. Nick gotta go, y'all. Nick gotta go. I'll holler at you later, Nick. Shout out to Nick Taylor, man. Peace, Nick. Peace, Nick. Yeah. Those lights, man. Those lights I put into the chat room, those are best in class right there. Those GVM lights, the Elgato key lights ain't got nothing on those, man. I like the camera's having a little hard time focusing. We should be good. Always learn how to use white balance. Very important to learn how to white balance. Absolutely. Gotta learn how to use your white balance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? We had a nice one tonight. But you know, when this song comes on, it's time to get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate you for tuning in and tuning out for your boy. I appreciate all the interaction in the chat room, and I hope you learned something. Shout out to the OBS Go Interactive DNA for hopping into your boy streaming and giving you guys the information. It's been great. I appreciate you guys recommending remotes for the camera. Turn off autofocus. We had a great stream. But as you know, till next time, the coldest outro in the game. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
I'm a big YouTuber. I'm a big YouTuber. I'm a big YouTuber.
It's the end of the world, Illuminati is coming. Gather the boys and girls and watches it all unfurls. They clutching it all they pearls and no one asking for guidance. Stimulus check, won't you cash app that? I got niggas and they said that respect they black. Politicians and they said don't know how to act. That's why we sitting on the wrong track, back to the long track. And it's okay to be rich. My mama always told me I was destined for greatness. But my mama also, she told me take care of the kids and everybody around the world that can't fight for it. So it's Hakuna Matata, beast on the water, pray to provider, please don't divide us. Keep that and try to face your intruder to be someone brighter. Yeah, all in mind if you don't listen that much. But some of y'all don't listen at all. The same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Though I just mind what you say for the crowd. Cause some of y'all don't listen at all. Some of y'all don't answer that call.
Told you so extra, but I know I'm the same. Yeah. Love me in spite of my trauma. Give me what I need instead of the drama. Cause when it pop off, it's like, oh my, all good all day, but the night we be going so hard on the flip side. So tell me what we on a day, babe. I could keep that same energy. When you go low, I go low too. But you'd rather stay high, I know you. Can we stay high, babe? I'd rather be on that wave. Tryna control our emotions. If we on the right side of passion, we could share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night, all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead, but we could go all night. Now all of my calls go to voicemail. I block you so I don't raise hell. Should've talked through it in detail. Our separate ways ain't gon' end well, no. But when we get back, it's like, oh my, all bad all day, but the night I get that good till we act right. So tell me what we on a day, babe. I could keep that same energy. When you go low, I go low too. But you'd rather stay high, I know you. Can we stay high, babe? I'd rather be on that wave. Tryna control our emotions. If we on the right side of passion, we could share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night, all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead.
Look.
We could go all night.
I've been calm, cool, collected, but you pushing on my nerves. And I'm knowing your intention, I'm under pressure. Okay, I'm admitting that a couple things I said got acidic in the tone. In the presence, I get careless. Long as you know I come with imperfections. When you look at me, you see the soul through my flesh. You something special. Know you looking bomb, the way you dress it, gone flex it, hold it still and let my mind digest. You got the leverage, you got the upper handle on the situation. You worthy of a million more of the storms that we weather. We fight, retreating, then fuck, but you trying to kill the cycle. When nobody stressing that body like me, I know the way you like it. I treat you like a queen, run the castle, you a treasure. Feel like you setting fire to my desire for the pleasure. You a gem, got me blameless, make amends, know you can, I'm out here.
Trying to control our emotions. If we on the right side of passion, we can share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could go all night. We could go all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead, but we could go all night. didn't mean to call you a liar. I didn't mean to start up a fire. Baby, hurting you was not my desire. The only thing to do is say you're sorry. I'm not gonna be there for you, 'cause you were never there for me. Don't go ask me what you did wrong. Ignorance will never see. No, wasn't it for me? Why don't you just let it be? I gave you 1, 2, and 3 times that wasting my good. Why's you're not on your knees? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? I'm not gonna be there for you. No, can you hear me when I say I'm tired of being no one? Something used to thrown away, yeah. Oh, what's in it for me? Why don't you just let it be, yeah? 'Cause I gave you 1, 2, and 3 times I wasted my good. Why's you're not on your knees? On your knees, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Oh, what's in it for me? What's in it? You only got one life to live, so don't waste them on these douchebags. These douchebags. These douchebags. I gave you 1, 2, and 3 times not wasting my good. Why's you're not on your knees? What's in it for me? We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care. got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around. Wow. Yeah. Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? We're stalling all over. And let's get together now, so we can find a spark in the night. Yeah. Boogie down. Come on. Blow that.
I wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and heal my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo, it got me tripping now. Yeah, it's feeling different now.
Feel like I'm zoned out, put my phone down, damn it's cold out. Plotting on a rollout, we took our own route, really on our own now. These them winter schemes, plotting for better dreams, cooking flows and melodies for OGs with felonies who've been locked since the 70s. You gotta pray for enemies with jealousy, they only feed off the good-hearted. Just don't bargain, stay in your lane and keep hogging. Know that you a target and gotta finish what you started. Life of being an artist, gotta show them where your heart is. Put your all in, keep calling, keep going, don't stall it. Don't fall for what they all been dishing out. Just be yourself and it'll work it out.
I wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and heal my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo.
You got that something that can't be seen.
Even when it don't feel right, I still wanna party with her. Even when it don't feel right, you know I'ma party with her, with her, with her. She be calling on a Monday, wanna meet on Tuesday, asking me to fix me up real nice. She can wait until the weekend, she wants off the deep end, telling me to bring the stuff I like. I don't wanna let her down, so I'm telling her yes. Though I'm kinda down from the pain in my chest, but I'm putting her aside now. I'ma feel her right now, happy from the stuff I know she likes. I've been trying my luck every day of the week, yeah. With my baby, what's up? Ay, always down every week, yeah. Know I love her too much, but I just can't get enough. She's slipping through the cracks, call my bluff. She know what's up, can't get enough, yeah. Even when it don't feel right, I still wanna party with her. Oh yeah, even when it don't feel right, hey, you know I'ma party with her, with her, with her. We been chillin' all through Wednesday, slept until it's Thursday. She don't wanna leave me, not just yet. Told me all about last Friday when she went all crazy. Didn't go to bed till Saturday. I don't wanna go without, so I asked her to stay. Though she broke my heart in a million ways, but I'm putting that aside now. I'ma feel alright now, happy just as long as she's with me. I've been trying my luck every day of the week, yeah. With my baby, what's up? Always down every week, yeah. No, I love her too much, but I just can't get enough. She's slipping through the cracks, call my bluff. She know what's up, yeah. Can't get enough, yeah. Even when it don't feel right, hey, I still wanna party with her. Even when it don't feel right. Summer days, they go shorter with every hour, every minute of every day. Couldn't sleep even if I wanted to. Need to cherish every moment left with you. The leaves change their color, and fall is closing in. Break my heart yet once again. Wish I could slow down, wish I just could stop. Maybe I wouldn't care if I could suffocate my feelings for you. And I could just carry on loving you without no trouble like we used to do. Oh, leaves change their color, and fall is closing in. Break my heart yet once again. Wish I could slow down, just wish could slow down, wish I could stop time.